She told me, my best friend comes first. You'll just have to deal with it. And then banned me from inviting my own best friend to be my best man because her friend simply did not like him. The next morning, her smile vanished the second she saw the email glowing on my screen. Emma and I had been together for 3 years, engaged for 1, and our wedding was just 6 weeks away. From the outside, we looked like the perfect couple. She was a vibrant marketing specialist, I was a reliable project manager, and we'd bought a cozy condo in a quiet suburb. But anyone who looked closer would have seen the third wheel in our relationship. Luna, Emma's best friend since childhood. They were inseparable, which I'd initially admired. Emma talked about Luna like she was her sister, and I'd tried to be supportive. Even when it meant canceling our anniversary trip to the mountains because Luna had a work crisis. Turns out, her boss had criticized her presentation, and she needed Emma to stay home and comfort her with wine and rom-coms. Even when I'd spent weeks saving up for a custom engagement ring, only to find Emma posting photos of her and Luna testing it out on Instagram, captioned, "Bestie approval suckers everything." I'd laughed it off then, telling myself Emma was just affectionate with her friend. But as the wedding plans progressed, Luna's influence grew more suffocating. Emma let Luna pick the venue, a vineyard I'd hated. But Emma insisted, Luna knows what's photogenic. The caterer, Luna was vegan. So our menu had no meat, even though I'm a carnivore and Emma had never mentioned caring. And even the guest list. When I'd suggested inviting my college roommate Eli, my closest friend since we'd pulled all-nighters studying for exams and helped each other through breakups, Emma had hesitated. Luna's not a huge fan, she'd said vaguely. I'd brushed it off, assuming it was just a minor disagreement. But that afternoon, at our final wedding planning meeting, it all came to a head. We need to finalize the groomsmen, I said, sliding a list across the table. I want Eli to be my best man. He's been there for me through everything. Emma's smile faded. No, we can't have him, she said flatly. Luna says he was rude to her at that party last month. She said he barely acknowledged her and rolled his eyes when she talked about her blog. I blinked, confused. That's a misunderstanding. Eli's just shy. He gets awkward around new people. He wasn't being rude. Emma sighed, picking at her nails. It doesn't matter. Luna's uncomfortable, and this is my wedding. I can't have her upset on my big day. I'm upset too, I said, my voice rising slightly. Eli's my best friend. He should be there. Can't you just talk to Luna? Explain it to her? Emma's eyes narrowed, and she leaned back in her chair. My BFF comes first. You'll just have to deal with it. The words hung in the air like a heavy fog. She didn't even hesitate to say it, like it was the most obvious thing in the world. Luna's been with me since we were kids. You're just my fiancé. I'm not going to ruin our friendship for this. For a moment I was speechless. Then a flood of memories crashed over me. All the times I'd put Emma's friendship with Luna above my own needs. The time Luna had gotten dumped and Emma had made me move out of our apartment for 2 weeks so they could have space, leaving me crashing on a friend's couch with nothing but a duffel bag of clothes. The time my mom had flown in from Chicago to visit, and Emma had shown up 3 hours late to the airport because Luna had needed help picking out an outfit for a date. The time we'd hired an interior designer for our condo, spent weeks finalizing the industrial-style plans I loved, only for Luna to say it was too dark and depressing, and Emma had made me scrap everything and start over, costing us an extra $8,000. I'd justified each compromise as being supportive, but now, hearing Emma say those words, I realized it wasn't support. It was neglect. I was an afterthought in my own relationship. I took a deep breath, forcing myself to stay calm. I'll think about it, I said, standing up. Emma looked relieved, like she'd won another battle. Good, she said, going back to her fabric swatches. Luna's coming over tomorrow to help me pick out the best man's suit. She found this great navy one that'll match the bridesmaids' dresses. I nodded, grabbing my jacket. Sure, I said, and walked out the door. That night, I didn't go home. I checked into a hotel and sat on the bed, staring at the wedding contract I'd pulled up on my laptop. The venue required a 50% deposit up front, with a 100% cancellation fee if we backed out within 30 days. It would cost me $12,000 to cancel. But suddenly, that seemed like a small price to pay for my freedom. I thought about the life I'd been building with Emma. A life where my needs were always secondary, where Luna's opinions held more weight than mine, where I'd stopped being myself to keep the peace. I didn't want that life. I didn't want to marry someone who didn't value me as much as her friend. I picked up the phone and called the venue manager. I need to cancel my wedding, I said, my voice steady. I understand the fee. I'll pay it immediately. Then, I called a lawyer I'd consulted once for a work matter, asking about the legalities of getting back the engagement ring. a $10,000 custom piece, and splitting our shared expenses. He assured me the ring was considered a conditional gift, and since the wedding wasn't happening, I was entitled to it back. After that, I spent hours going through my phone and laptop, collecting evidence, screenshots of texts where Emma had asked me to cancel plans to help Luna, receipts for the extra money I'd spent on the condo renovation to please Luna, bank statements showing I'd paid for Luna's share of dinners and trips. I didn't do it out of anger. I did it to remind myself that this wasn't just about the best man. It was about years of being taken for granted. 3 days later, I went back to the condo to pack my things. I'd barely finished folding my clothes when the door unlocked. Emma walked in, followed by Luna, both carrying shopping bags. "We found the perfect suit," Emma gushed, holding up a navy jacket. Luna picked it out. "She says it'll make you look so handsome." "Try it on!" Luna nodded, grinning. "It's way better than whatever boring thing you would have chosen. Trust me." I set down my suitcase and pulled out my phone. "I'm not wearing it," I said. Emma's smile faded. "What? Why not?" "Luna loves it." "Because there's no wedding to wear it to," I said, showing her the venue's cancellation confirmation email. "I canceled it this week." Emma's face went pale. "You what? Are you insane?" "Why would you do that?" Luna stepped forward, her hands on her hips. "This is ridiculous. You're breaking up with her over a best man? That's so petty." I opened a folder on my phone, pulling up the first screenshot. "I'm not breaking up with her over Eli," I said, my voice calm but firm. "I'm breaking up with her because I'm tired of being an afterthought. Remember when I had that big promotion interview last year? I had to reschedule it because you asked me to help Luna move into her new apartment. I missed out on a $15,000 raise." I pulled up another screenshot. "Remember when we spent $8,000 redoing the condo? That was because Luna didn't like the original design. I hated the new one, but I went along with it because you asked me to." I scrolled to a bank statement. "Remember when my mom visited? You were 3 hours late to the airport because Luna needed help with a date outfit. My mom sat there alone, waiting while you and Luna shopped." Emma's eyes filled with tears. "That's not fair. Those were all little things. I loved you." "Did you?" I asked. "Or did you love that I was willing to put your friend above everything else? That I never complained, never fought back? You said Luna comes first. But what about me? Where do I fit in?" Luna tried to step in. "Emma loves you. She just values our friendship. You're being unreasonable." "Unreasonable?" I laughed, bitter. "I paid for your gym membership for 6 months when you lost your job. I helped you edit every post for your stupid blog. I even let you pick the wedding menu even though you're not the one marrying Emma. And this is how you repay me? By talking behind my back and convincing Emma I'm the bad guy?" Luna's face flushed, and she fell silent. Emma was sobbing now, grabbing my arm. "I'm sorry." "I'm so sorry, Robert. I'll talk to Luna. We can have Eli as best man. We can rebook the venue." "Please don't do this!" I pulled my arm away. "It's too late, Emma. I'm not going to marry someone who doesn't respect me. I deserve to be with someone who puts me first, at least sometimes." I held out my hand. "I want the engagement ring back, and I've listed all the shared expenses we need to split. My lawyer will be in touch." Emma stared at me, her face crumpled with grief. "You're really leaving?" I nodded, picking up my suitcase. "I am. I hope you and Luna are very happy together." With that, I walked out the door, not looking back. I moved into a small apartment downtown, changed my phone number, and blocked Emma and Luna on all social media. At first it was hard. 3 years of memories don't disappear overnight. But as the weeks passed, I started to feel lighter. I focused on work, and without the constant stress of compromising for Emma and Luna, I excelled. My boss promoted me to team lead, giving me the raise I'd missed out on earlier. I reconnected with Eli and my other friends, going on hikes and game nights like we used to. I even started cooking again, something I'd stopped doing because Emma and Luna only wanted to eat vegan food. For the first time in years, I felt like I was living for myself. Meanwhile, Emma's life fell apart. I heard from a mutual friend that the venue refused to waive the cancellation fee, so she had to pay the full $12,000, money she didn't have, so she had to take out a loan. She tried to return the engagement ring, but it was custom made, and the jeweler wouldn't give her a refund, so she was stuck with a $10,000 ring she couldn't sell. To make matters worse, Luna had abandoned her. As soon as the wedding was canceled, Luna stopped returning her calls and texts. Then, Emma found out Luna had stolen a big client from her at work, one she'd been courting for months. When Emma confronted her, Luna told her it was business, and that Emma was too emotional to handle it. To top it all off, Luna had been telling their mutual friends that Emma was crazy and controlling, and that the breakup was all her fault. Emma tried to defend herself, but no one believed her. She'd spent so many years putting Luna first that she'd pushed everyone else away. Her other friends had grown tired of being second to Luna, and her family was frustrated by how she'd treated me. She started making mistakes at work, missing deadlines, forgetting client meetings, and eventually her boss fired her. With no job, mounting debt, and no friends, she had no choice but to move back in with her parents in a small town outside the city. I saw her once, a few months later, at a grocery store. She looked tired, her hair pulled back in a messy ponytail, wearing sweatpants and a faded t-shirt. She spotted me and froze, then quickly turned away, pushing her cart in the opposite direction. I didn't say anything, I just kept walking. I didn't feel angry or happy. I just felt sad for her. She'd let her obsession with her friendship ruin her life, and there was no going back. As for me, I'm doing well. I bought a new condo, industrial style, just like I'd wanted. And I spend my weekends hiking with Eli or cooking for friends. I've learned that love isn't about compromising your needs to make someone else happy. It's about mutual respect, about putting each other first. Emma and Luna thought their friendship was unbreakable, but it was built on Emma's willingness to sacrifice everything, including me. In the end, that sacrifice cost her everything. I still think about her sometimes, but not with regret. Canceling that wedding was the hardest decision I've ever made, but it was also the smartest. It taught me to value myself, to stand up for what I deserve. And that's a lesson no amount of money or friendship can buy.